Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be looking at some breaking news regarding Tuesday's October 7th special primary in Tennessee for Tennessee's 7th congressional district. There will be a special primary to replace Representative who was a Republican, Mark Green, in this district, and we have now seen that the most popular politician in the state of Tennessee, very red state obviously, even more popular than Donald Trump, the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, has made an endorsement in this race, and he has endorsed the same person that Mark Green did a couple months ago. Donald Trump has not yet made a endorsement in this race, and I don't think he is going to make one. So, let's see the candidates here. Tennessee's 7th is a pretty Republican district. In 2024, on the presidential level, it voted for Donald Trump by 20 percentage points. On the House level, incumbent representative from Tennessee 7th, Mark Green, he resigned to pursue something in the private sector a couple months ago. Mark Green, he won this by 21.5 percentage points, only outperforming Donald Trump by 1.5 percentage points, which is actually not that much compared to other incumbent Republican representatives, but still, he endorsed Matt Van Epps, the former commissioner of the Tennessee Department of General Services and a good friend of Mark Green. But you do have a couple other candidates here. The top three are going to be Lee Reeves, Gino Bosso, and Jody Barrett, all three state representatives. Lee Reeves, he's in his first term. Gino Bosso and Jody Barrett are both in their second. So this is honestly an interesting primary. There has been one poll from August from Spry Strategies. Honestly, take this poll with a grain of salt. You have a massive chunk of undecided voters, a relatively unknown pollster, and a margin of error of 4.4%. 500 likely voters, which isn't that bad. But you have Jody Barrett winning by 10 percentage points, with Gino Bosso just 1 point behind at 9. Lee Reeves, another point behind at 8, and Matt Van Epps at 7, with all other candidates having a total of 8 percentage points. This is a very close poll, as you can see. But definitely, I would take this with a grain of salt. Also, if you look at these fundraising reports from September 17th, pretty recent, Lee Reeves has the most money raised, while Mason Foley has $123,000. That is the most cash on hand of any candidate. Gino Bosso comes in second with the most raised at $550,000. Mason Foley in third, I believe, with $396,000. Matthew Van Epps, $359,000. Stuart Parks, $334,000, and Jody Barrett, $241,000. So, very, very tight primary here. And honestly, I really can't think. Honestly, before Bill Lee's endorsement, I really didn't know who was going to win. But now I actually do believe Matt Van Epps, with the backing of Bill Lee and Mark Green, could definitely take the nomination here. But let's go over to the Democratic side, shall we? You have three pretty experienced state representatives. You have Afton Ben. She is in her, I think, second term. You have Vincent Dixie in his fourth term. And you have Bo Mitchell. I think he's going to win the primary. He is in his seventh term as state representative. State representative terms in the state of Tennessee are 2 years each. But you see the fundraising reports here. You have Darden Copeland. He somehow raised the most while being the most unknown. But I feel like Bo Mitchell, even though he only has raised $202,000, he's definitely the most local and most known figure in this district. This district contains Williamson, I think Montgomery, and Williamson, Davidson, and Montgomery counties. You see here, it splits Nashville into, it's one of the districts that splits Nashville, but it does contain a lot of rural Tennessee and Clarksville, which is a pretty small city. So here you can honestly expect that this is my final prediction, because remember guys, I will be streaming this on Tuesday. It's going to start at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. But my final prediction here is that Matt Van Epps is going to win this primary by, I'd say, around 3 percentage points. And Bo Mitchell will win his primary by around 6 percentage points. So that is my final prediction. But I do want to look at something else. This is regarding the general election that's happening in December for this district, not the primary. So far, we've had 4 special elections for the House of Representatives in 2025. 1 in Arizona, 2 in Florida from April, and 1 in Virginia. The one in Arizona occurred, I think, like a week ago, September 23rd. Well, like a couple weeks ago now. The one in Virginia happened September 9th. So, if we total the averages in these races so far, Adelita Grijalva won her race by around 39.5 percentage points. If we go to 2024, Raul Grijalva won this district. He died. He won it by 26.9 percentage points. That is a 12.6 overperformance for Democrats compared to 2024. Now let's go to Florida. In Florida, you see Randy Fine. He won this district by 14 percentage points. This is a deep Republican district in Florida. In 2024, Michael Waltz won this district by 33.1. 33.1 minus 14. That is a massive overperformance, 19.1 percentage points. We go to the other Florida race. Florida's first congressional district. Jimmy Patronis only beat Gay Valamont by 14.6. In 2024, Matt Gaetz won this one by 32.1. That is a 17.5 percentage points of an overperformance. And finally, in Virginia's 11th, this is a very deep blue district. James Walkinshaw won this district by around almost 50 percentage points, 50.6 percentage points in 2024. Jerry Connolly, he also died in office while in Florida, Matt Gaetz and Michael Waltz resigned. Matt Gaetz because of scandal, and Michael Waltz to become, I think, National Security Advisor. In 2024, Jerry Connolly only won this one by 34 percentage points. That's a 16.6 percentage points of an overperformance. If we average all of these overperformances, you get, I think, around it's a massive one. I think it's an average of around, I think, enough to take down the Republican margin in the state of Tennessee, this district. Because the average right now, with all of these results and all of these votes are basically certified, over 95% in from Arizona because it's recent, while Florida's votes are certified. So, in Virginia's, that's a 16.45 percentage point overperformance across these 4 districts, the largest one being in Virginia, I believe, 19.1 percentage points, and the smallest being in Arizona, 12.6 percentage points. That's a 16.45. If we apply that to Tennessee, like we saw that before, that would make this district Republican plus 5 percentage points. If we take the largest overperformance, that would make it from Virginia, that would make it only plus 2.4. So you could see this general election being extremely close if you get a bad enough candidate and a very strong Democratic candidate. I think the worst candidate on here is probably, like, for the Republicans, it's probably going to be Lee Reeves. He's the newest representative here. He's only in his first term. He's served for now 11 months. While the best candidate probably is Matt Van Epps because he does have the endorsement from Bill Lee. And the Democrats, their best candidate would definitely be Bo Mitchell, a very big local figure and has been serving for almost over a decade now. Well, the worst one would probably be Darden Copeland, relatively unknown, has never held a political office before. I don't know how he was raised with this much money, but if he actually wins, that'll be shocking to me. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Please tune in to that Tuesday stream I was talking about. It will be starting at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time once again. And once again, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.